Stephanie was making the point. She thought that multiples at big tech have come down enough. And Malcolm, maybe you agree, because you bought, aside from NVIDIA,
sure.
Adding to that, you bought more Amazon and you bought more Microsoft. Amazon's trying to snap a 7-week losing streak. Microsoft is on pace for its 4th straight negative month. That's the longest streak since 2009.
Yes, so as the disciplined investor I like to tell myself that I am, I like to buy strong companies at moments of temporary weakness that don't necessarily make any sense. Nothing fundamentally has changed about Amazon. Nothing fundamentally has changed about Microsoft. For those that didn't really like the fact that their CapEx was 80 billion to 100 billion, well, now you get to buy all the growth that CapEx buys at a discount, right? So you're looking at something like 18 to 20% off between the two names. To Stephanie's point, she led off with, I don't have to buy the second or third best player in a sector anymore at these kinds of discounts. I can go buy the best name in the space, which is Microsoft or Amazon. And so that's why I've been adding to those names and some of those Mag 7 names, especially the ones that aren't negatively impacted by the consumer the way others are.
What do you think?
Well, I was adding to it a couple weeks ago, and it keeps going down. So I hope you're right. And I would look to buy more, absolutely.
Even if it legs down from here, though. I mean, you're talking about a 20% discount on something that...
And you're also talking about 13 times EBITDA versus historically the average of 18 times. Yeah. So I think, to your point of buying something at a discount, and I think they are winning in retail, in the consumer. In last quarter, actually, their retail business, they grew 400 basis points in market share, right? So they are clearly one of the winners in the consumer. And, of course, AWS, once they can get capacity, I think that actually means that they'll see an acceleration in the second half of the year. So, yeah, that's why I was adding to it.
Jim, Microsoft. Why is the stock traded so poorly?
Well, I think there's been some concerns about the CapEx expenditures. That's number one. I think also, just honestly, it was a little expensive. You go back a year ago, it was roughly 35 times earnings, and it's come down, as you're both saying. I added to it right at this price level about 2 weeks ago. And, you know, apropos of the NVIDIA ad, what we're all talking about are high-quality companies here. We're not talking about speculative companies. We're not talking about these hyper-growth companies. We're not talking about measuring companies on price to sales. Why am I going on this rant? Because let's just say that I'm wrong and this is worse than a correction. If you can hang on to stocks through something worse and come back the other side, you're going to make a lot of money. Only if you're in the high quality companies that are not only going to survive but thrive by picking up market share on the other side. That is Microsoft. That is Amazon. That is NVIDIA. That is JP Morgan. Go down the list.